Hey planner babes, it's Mandy from Create with Mandy, and today I'm making my finance pages for 2021 in my classic catch-all planner. So this is something I haven't really shared before because usually I have my finances in the pages, so I don't really want to show you guys. But now I thought I would go ahead and just make make the pages from scratch like I always do, starting with some blank paper here. And this always goes in my classic planner in the back. So you can see I have these dashboards in here. These are from like the Wild Styled collection. They're really cute. This one's my favorite. And then on the tabs, I have the tab label sticker sheet from my Etsy shop. This is what the sheet looks like. It's clear, transparent paper. And I have little, I have a ton of different labels that you could put on that, I just thought these were great generic ones, and there's so many. And then there's 3 blank ones that if you don't find what you need here, you can write your own. So I'll link this below. It's from my shop, and I thought they were great to put on these tabs. They're sized perfectly for the classic tabs. So I have this week wellness for my wellness section in there, social media for those pages, and then in the back finances. So I don't have anything in there yet because I need to make those pages, but this is the dashboard with that tab on it. So let's go ahead and get started. So these pages right here, these are from a big Squad Girls accessory pack. They originally look like this. They had this little cute illustration there and one on the back, but these are big papers, so I cut them down to size here, and now I'm ready to use them in my classic. So to start off this finance section, I kind of want to make a title page, I guess. And so I'm just gonna grab my first sheet here. I pulled out these are Mambi Sticks Squad Girls ones. These are the newest ones. And I liked this Boss Babe. I didn't see anything else that was like money related, but I thought Boss Babe was cute, and I just kind of need a big thing because it's just gonna say finances. And so let's just go ahead and put that one down first. This guy is huge, like bigger than my hand. So I think I'll just put it like down here and write finances up top there. Maybe 2021 finances. That would be good. Okay, there we go. I like Mambi Sticks for this purpose of like just kind of like a big statement. Okay, now I have fun alphabets here, and I will link all the supplies that I used down below if they're available. Some of these are like older and are not available anymore, so sorry about that if they aren't, but anything that I can find, I will link it down below so you can check it out. All right, so I'm just gonna look for something that kind of matches. I don't know what. These match anything. Might end up using those. Here's black. That would go. Kind of. It's not really anything black here. It's pink, orangey. There's some green, yellow. Here we go. These are like summery, but like there's like palm trees in them, but I think I'm gonna use them. Yeah. I also like that they're big compared to like these guys. Okay, so let's just put finances. And so I'm gonna use my ruler here. I like to do this so that way I can center it after I have put them all down. So it's really helpful. Another strategy is to pick the middle letter. Put that in the middle, like centered where you want. And then go out from either side of it. So if N was the middle letter, you could put that down and then fill in from here and then there. But I'm just gonna do this ruler trick, less thinking. Just making sure they're all the same height too. And there we go. And then it's really easy to put it down. So let's see where we want it. Let's put it right there. There we go. Perfect. And then I don't think there's any numbers in this book, but I'll probably go find one afterwards. I think I have some numbers somewhere. Can't think right now though. All right, so that's it for that page for now. So I'm gonna flip and bring another page in. So what I've been doing this since like 2019, like a long time. And what I had been doing all this time is doing 1 month on a sheet. And basically I write down all of my expenses. I usually do 2 columns. And then down this left corner, I do income. And then the bottom right corner is like a wrap up. So I do total expenses, total income, the difference, how much into savings, and then I put my savings balance. So that's just something I've done for so long. I could probably switch it up, but I think I'm just going to keep with it since that's the same like stats or whatever that I've been keeping track of for a year, more than a year now. So I think I'm going to keep that. But now I think what I want to do is turn it into 2 pages because last year with my business, I found I had a lot more expenses and it kind of got crowded on 1 sheet. So I'm going to extend it out for 2 sheets, at least for January, see how it goes. And I know we're almost like halfway through January. I'm getting a late start on this, but that's okay because I usually wrap up all my finances at the end of each month. So it's totally fine. All right, so I'm going to look through here and I'm going to grab a box, maybe write January, or I can grab some alphabets. I could do that. Let's just do that instead of putting it in a box. And let's grab this. I like these. And I think I'll just put Jan. And I'm going to keep this real similar to how I used to do it, but just extend it into 2 pages to give myself some more room. And then if I find that I don't need that much room, then I'll go back to 1 page per month. Okay, so since I do have giving myself more room, I think maybe I'll add a quote sticker like in the corner here. And this one is super relevant. Very little is needed to make a happy life. That will be a good motivation to not spend. Okay, I also like this little yes. So let's just put that there for fun. Okay, now, let's just use this whole page for expenses and then I'll do review on this side and income. The other option that I could do, since I am trying to switch it up, is do like expenses, business, separate business expenses, and then do that. But the other thing that I do with the expenses is I will color code it. So after I write the expense, I will do a little dot of color, and I have like a key, like I know yellow is like unnecessary. I think green is grocery. I think this color I use for like gifts in December because that was kind of like a separate category, you know? And then this light peachy I use for business. So let's see. I think I'm gonna keep it as is and just use my categories to mark stuff and not separate business out. I'll just make sure I, separate business by putting this. Because I'm just putting all my expenses from every single thing, from every credit card or every purchase, no matter if it's on a credit card or cash or whatever. So, so even though I keep my business finances separate, I'm still just gonna put it all on the same page because it is an expense coming from me. Okay, so just thinking here if I want to put like expenses. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's find a little skinny box like this one. It's perfect. And we will put expenses. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab like have this Tombow here, but I don't think that's dark enough. Let's grab this one that's a little darker. I'm gonna grab the bullet tip and just write expenses. Okay, expenses. And I'm just gonna start my list. Since this is a dot grid, I'm not gonna like space it out just yet because I might keep it in the lines, or I might take 2 lines for each purchase or whatever, or I might skip a line between. So I'll have to figure that out as I add them in for real. Okay, now on this side, let's go ahead and do, so let's do expenses. We'll have like 1 column and 2 columns. We'll do income up here. I just want to make sure I have enough of these little headers type stickers. Let's grab these 2 instead. So here we'll write income. And then down below, let's just call it like half the page. We'll do, I probably don't need that much room for either of these categories, but at least it's not going to be crowded. And like I said, we'll see how it goes. Okay, review. All right, and then for the income, let's see. Let's grab one of these little flags, and I'm gonna write in Etsy because that's kind of like its own category, and I'm gonna grab a pen this time. So I'll write Etsy. And I will have my like 4 Etsy payments for each week. And then like over here will be just kind of like miscellaneous, like any commissions I get, or if I'm paid through Venmo for like a freelance thing or whatever, just separate from Etsy. I don't think I mean, I could put like other. And then when I do put them out, I like to put like the date, where it's from, like Etsy or whatever, and then the amount. And I sometimes have used a bullet point for that, like each one. But now that I have these guys, I kind of want the attention. I want those to have the most focus. So if I could find some little tiny ones, that would work. I don't think so. All right, I will just probably go ahead and put in afterwards, or let's see what other sticker books I have here. I think there's some tiny ones in here. Yeah. Some of these tiny like copper ones that would match that. Let's go ahead and do that. This is a great time for the tweezers because these are real tiny. And that way they're smaller than this flag and it just looks separated. So I think there's 4 Mondays in January. So I'm gonna put 4. I guess I should go double check that. Just kidding. My planner is not around me, it's like on the floor, so I'm not gonna check. Okay, and then let's see, I want it to be on the same line. Probably have at least 2 or 3 other types of payment. Oh, like YouTube, commission, and let's just put 1 more for maybe anything I get through Venmo. Okay, That's great. Now for the review. Now that I have more space, I could do like a separate review for like a business. I could, you know, write business expenses, business income. I mean, I guess most of my income is from business, obviously. For now, I'll just leave it, and I'm gonna grab these triangles. I'm gonna stick with this copper. This isn't gonna be photographed. Well, I guess it will be before the pen for this video, but yeah, I guess it's pointless. Okay, I was gonna say I wasn't gonna worry about the foil because it's not gonna be photographed, but it is, but too bad. I'm gonna use the foil. Okay, so I'm just gonna do my 5 categories that I've done since the beginning. And with these triangles, it gives me like a wide space since they are wide. So I think that's great. So I'll write like the category or whatever, or what it is, and then leave a space underneath to write the amount. Another thing I was thinking, since I have room, is that I could use somewhere on this page to write like my reoccurring bills. Yes, they would usually just go on the expenses, like, and I do the expenses in order, like the date by date. So yes, whenever like my car payment or my insurance, whenever that auto payment goes through, I just put it in on the date. But I could just kind of separate it in a box and just kind of see it on the side, because those are bills and not just me going to Target or going to the grocery store or whatever. So that's an idea I could do as well. I mean, I don't know the purpose exactly, but maybe it'd be nice to see them separate and kind of see that those bills are like non-negotiable, whereas my other expenses kind of are negotiable. Like, I don't need to spend $100 at Target on nothing, and kind of see, you know, I could see it that way. Anyway, there's so many different ways you could go about this. I just recommend finding a way that works for you. This is just how I did it from the beginning. It's worked so well. And the number one thing that I recommend if you're wanting to start anything like tracking your finances is track your expenses if you're trying to save money, because that is really what does it for me. Like, having to write down every expense, it kind of hurts every time you have to write down that amount that you spent. So it's like, you know, it's gonna keep you from spending too much if you're worried about that. Another thing is to like add up the categories. So like when I mark my expense for the grocery store, I do a little green dot next to it. And so at the end of the month, I can look, how much did I spend on groceries? My pink is business, but the other one, the yellow, is like unnecessary stuff. So if I went to Target and, you know, I don't know, bought a shirt because I don't really need more shirts. But anyway, and then just, or I went to Michael's or Joann. Those are the ones that you guys would really identify with. But anyway, you add up all of your unnecessaries from Michael's and Joann and Target. And then you see, holy cow, I spent $300 on unnecessary stuff. That is when it would really help to look at all your expenses like that. So here I am, go back to this review. It's hard to write and talk at the same time. So total expenses, total income, I do the difference. That's always fun to see. And then to savings. And then savings balance. If you guys have any questions about this stuff or how I do some of my expenses, go ahead and drop a question below. I'll try to think of questions as I go. But for savings, how much do I save each month? I think that could be a popular question. So, I mean, it really depends on like my difference here. Like if it was a slow month for my business or YouTube or whatever, then the difference between my expenses and income might not be very much. And so maybe that month I'll put less. Or if I have a really great month in my income, my business is doing really great or whatever, and I have more of a difference here, then I could add more to my savings. I don't know. That's just how it works for me. A lot of people have those like little trackers. It's like each day you have a different amount to put over. I guess that's kind of fun too, but I mean, I just kind of base it whether or not it's available or whatever. Yeah, I'm not an expert or anything. This is just the way that I do it. But anyway, so there we go. There's my review. And there really is a lot of room here. So maybe we can do a breakdown of the categories. I think that would be good to look at. I had done it in previous months, but I would have to put it on a sticky note because my page would fill up with my expenses and then these categories. So let's use this notes. I think that would be fun. Also, I'm using this foil because I told you, yes, I am going to photograph it, but this isn't, I don't know, I feel like I don't look at this page too often, and I'm not a huge foil fan. I think it's pretty, and I don't care that it doesn't photograph well, but for some reason, I'm okay with kind of using it up here on a page that I don't look at so often. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do, I know exactly what this is gonna be for, so I think what I will do is just put, well, I guess I could title it. Well, if I decide to, I will just leave a space. So I'll do a little box for green. The pink is business. And so this is where I will add up all of the expenses. So we got grocery, business, unnecessary. I'm thinking, I don't think I had any other categories, but I could just put one like bills, like the non-negotiables, like your insurance and your car payment, rent, stuff like that. I think maybe I'll do that down below. Yeah, so I'll write bills. I don't really have a color for that because it's not a grocery, it's not business, and it's not like an unnecessary purchase. It's unnecessary. I guess I could just assign it a color, but I'll just leave it like that, and maybe later on I will give it a color or whatever. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't know what to label this, like breakdown, like category breakdown. Yeah, let's just write that, category breakdown. Okay, cool. So there we go. Then I know this page looks really plain, but as I go throughout the month, I will just write stuff in. I mean, I did used to like follow the lines and make lines in boxes, but that's kind of like tedious when I'm just gonna write it in as it is. It's fine. So yeah, I think that's about it. So to talk about groceries a little bit more, right now I kind of like a sponsor or whatever, affiliate with Eat to Evolve. It's this great meal prep company. I haven't talked about them much on YouTube, but if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen on my stories when I get their food each week. It's great. It's like a meal prep service, like those boxes that come with food, but the meals are already made. They're not, you don't have to make them yourself, and they're never frozen. They're fresh, mailed to you. I have been loving it so much. It's been making it super easy for me. You don't have to go to the grocery store very often. That's why I was thinking about this category. It's probably not going to be very big this month because of Eat to Evolve. But anyway, I have a code, Mandy20, to get 20% off your first order. It's not a subscription. You can just do one order They're not going to charge you ever again if you don't want to get it ever again, but it's great. You don't have to go to the grocery store. It comes right to your door. It's already cooked. And they're really healthy foods too. I guess if you're not into healthy foods, you might not like it, but it's a lot of times it's just like chicken and a vegetable, or, I mean, they're really tasty, but there's not a lot of like starches. There are some with potatoes and stuff, so there you go. But it'd be great if you're dieting as well. Anyway, that's just my little thing. I'll put the link down below, and as well as my code, but that is my finance pages. I wish I could show you guys how it turns out after the pen. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do that, but anyway, I mean, just to review, how I do my expenses is I'll write the date, the expense, and then the amount. So I guess I'll go ahead and just like give myself the categories for that, or like the columns rather. So date, I don't know, like what it is, like purpose, let me think. Date, like store. Not always a store. Date, I'll just write what. Date, what, and amount. And that's really it. So I'll have the dates going down, each thing, whatever it is, and the amount. I might have to move that over a little bit, but anyway, that's really what I do. Just the 3 things. Yeah. So that is it. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in my planner in the back section. And I will go ahead and make more of these later. Let me know down below if you want another video of me making them. Or maybe I'll make February's in February once I have seen whether or not this 2-page layout works for me. But we will see. Let me know down below if you like this. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day and the rest of your week. Bye guys.